Unscripted. We back with another unscripted video, lads and lasses, or neither. Welcome to Intern Talks Wheel. We're not gonna be talking about four wheels today. We're gonna be talking about two. We're gonna be talking about MotoGP. Now, my person of interest for today's unscripted is Jack Miller. Now, by the time you hear this, well, I don't know when I'm dropping this. I kind of want this video to just be a placeholder just in case I get hit with some kind of like writer's block and I don't have anything to upload. But the thing is, I have to drop this before he actually signs somewhere, because then it'll be useless if I make this speculation video and he signs somewhere before I drop it. But we're talking about Jack Miller today because the rumor is that he's gonna get the sack from Ducati. Now, if we check Jack's career, he joined MotoGP in 2015 for LCR. Then he went to Mark VDS for 2 years. Then he went to Pramac for 3 years. Then in 2021, he went to the factory Ducati team, which is where he remains to this day. But it seems as though his days are numbered, man. The commentators be saying it. They always talking in the comments. Not the comments, but during the race, I'm like, hey, yo, man, this might be it for Jack Miller. And it probably is, because when you have a guy like Bastianini on the older Ducati, winning 2 races already this season. How many races have we had this season? 5. We've had 6 races this year, and he's already won a third of them. So yeah, when you have Bastianini literally fighting for the championship low key, when you have Jorge Martin doing what he's done on the Pramac these past couple of years, you kind of look at that and you couple it with Bagnaya's title charge from last year against Quartararo, and you're like, you know what, Jack, maybe your services ain't needed here no longer, big man. You know, maybe that's Ducati's mind state right now. And the thing is, Jack ain't even that old. He's 27. But you know Ducati, man, like they kind of always been a team that's kind of they're quite ruthless, to me at least, with their rider lineups. They'll get you out of there the second you show even the slightest crack of losing form, right? We saw it with Lorenzo, we saw it with Davi. Even though to me Davi never really lost form, but it is what it is. And now we're seeing it with Jack. Like, Miller had a decent 2021, in my opinion at least. Like, he had a decent 2021. He won 2 races, finished 4th in the championship. You know, he crashed. Well, he didn't really crash, but he retired from 4 races, and you know that's probably not the best thing to do. But it was still his first season. Granted, it wasn't his first season on a Ducati. At that point, he had been on the Ducati for, call it, 3 years. As a matter of fact, this year right now is year 5 of Jack Miller on a Ducati. And it seems as though it's going to be his last, because either Martin or Bastianini will be replacing him. And that's a shame, but it's time to think about the future. And the future is up in the air right now for Jack. Everyone's saying LCR Honda, which I guess probably is the best place for him to go, and probably the most realistic place for him to go as well, because if Suzuki are shutting down, he can't go there. And even if they weren't shutting down, Mir would have been a mainstay there, and I don't think they'd get rid of Rins, because as it stands right now, isn't Rins like second in the championship right now? I think he is. So they're not gonna get rid of Rins. Mir is that guy. They're not gonna get rid of him. He's literally a world champion, right? So that's out of the deal. Honda, maybe. I mean, Pole hasn't really been that bad, has he? I don't think Pole Espargaro has been that bad. And the Honda seems pretty unrideable right now. So if he goes there and it doesn't work out, that could be the end of his whole career. At least to me. I think LCR is probably the best bet right now, because if he goes there, chances are he'll get the upper hand on Alex Marquez, because in theory he is a better rider than Alex Marquez. Even though I think Marquez has been pretty decent this year so far, I still feel as though Miller would have the edge. But that's just me. But like outside of that, I really don't know where else he could go. I mean, Yamaha maybe if they sack Morbidelli, because Morbidelli's not really looking too hot right now. He's been getting kicked, getting severely slapped up by what's his face, Fabio Quartararo. So it's not really looking too good for him right now. And the only other Yamaha riders are the Vizioso and Darren Binder. You're not gonna put Darren Binder in the seat. You're not gonna put, I don't think Dovey's gonna work out in a Yamaha right now. I mean, they could try it, but maybe Jack Miller is that guy. Maybe you put Jack Miller on the second Yamaha. Who knows? You get what I'm saying? There have also been rumors that Quartararo might go to Honda. I don't know how concrete they are, but I've definitely heard them, and that would be quite an interesting ordeal. He's leading the championship right now, but you'd be lying if you'd say that Yamaha are looking good right now. They aren't really. If anything, it looks like Quartararo is carrying the Yamaha more than it looks like the Yamaha itself is doing well. I don't think it really is. I mean, there are only 4 Yamahas on the grid right now, and Quartararo is the only person that even looks remotely good on it right now. Morbidelli's been awful. That's just the facts. So where else could he go? KTM, I don't see that happening. I mean, Binder and Oliveira are both great. I don't really see the need to get rid of any of them. Tech 3 is a shout, but even then, it's like, are Tech 3 even going to be willing to do that? Are they really going to be willing to take on another guy that got sacked by Ducati after Petrucci? Like, is that worth it? I don't know. I think LCR is the best bet, because rumor has it they're going to boot Nakagami, which sucks because I like Taka, but I still get it. You know what I mean? I get it. Where else could Jack go? Aprilia? Maybe. On it, that wouldn't be too bad, because it doesn't look like Vinales and Aprilia are working out too well right now. So maybe you get Jack Miller. Maybe you have Alessia Spargaro and Jack Miller, and you use that to spearhead this Aprilia project. Who knows? That could work out as well. I don't see him going. I don't know. It's gonna be weird. Maybe he could even, go to the team that Basti's leaving. Maybe he goes to Grassini when Basti goes to the top team. But then again, maybe he'll see that as a downgrade. I really don't know, Oh, I really don't know. But I think the best bet right now is LCR. I feel as though if he goes there, he'll probably be on the current Honda. I don't think they're going to give Jack an old Honda. I think they trust him enough to ride the current spec Honda and to give feedback on it. So maybe he goes to LCR, takes over the squad, helps develop the Honda, and who knows, maybe he gets himself a Repsol Honda seat in the future if Pole begins to underperform. But I do not blame Ducati. It probably seems kind of harsh to want Miller out, but when you look at what Bastianini and Martin are doing at a younger age, and you look at the crash that Miller had in Portimao, it's just not a good look. Jack can't afford any bozo moments right now, because maybe he's at the point where there's nothing he can do to save his Ducati job, but he still has to impress future employers. So he can't be affording himself any bozo moments right now. He needs to be on it. Right? He needs to be on it. So, yeah, LCR. I think that's where he's going to go. And I wouldn't mind it. That's where he started his career. He's 27. I don't think he's doomed or anything. I genuinely think Aprilia would be a good shout if Maverick doesn't work out. I really think Aprilia would be a good shout. But right now, it ain't looking good for your boy. He retired in Qatar. He finished 4th in Indonesia, not bad. 14th in Argentina, not good enough. 3rd in America, very good. Portimao, he was running pretty well until he had the crash, which was his fault, whether he likes it or not. Spain was 5th, so he's not doing poorly. He's 11th in the championship, but as it regards his form, I don't think he's doing poorly. But I just don't think Ducati are gonna sit on this talent too long, because the odds of losing Bastianini are high. The odds of losing Martin are high. Even Bagnaia, for the most part, could be gone. Like, you got 3 talented riders right now, and you kind of want to keep all of them in the system as long as possible. And there's no way you're gonna keep Bastianini in that team for a 3rd year after the stuff he's done this year. Even the 2 podiums he got last year. It's like, at that point, you're just sitting on potential world championship talent. So by no means am I thinking Ducati are in the wrong for getting rid of Jack. I think maybe it's probably the right thing to do from their standpoint. It probably sucks for Jack, but that's just life. That's it. That's all I have to say. I don't really know what else there is to say about this deal. I hope Jack does well. He's definitely my favorite rider on the grid. It was Cal Crutchlow and him, but Crutchlow's gone, so it's pretty much just him now. And yeah, I hope things work out. I think he's going to go to LCR. I think if they give him a good bike, I think he can really be one of those guys that helps bring Honda back. I feel like Honda are really in a rut right now. What with all these Marquez injuries. I mean, Pole's not doing that bad, but at the same time, he ain't really doing that good either. So maybe they need a Jack Miller in there, you know. So yeah, I hope all goes well for Jack, and we'll see. We'll definitely see what lies in the future rather for Mr. Jack Miller.